and we've been in some pretty ropey apres-ski bars in our lives, and a lot of places that try and mimic pub culture in these resorts very badly.
Sure.
But I'd suggest this is probably one of the best apres-ski pubs.
So I would say we are very authentic in terms of apres-ski places. I would say we aspire to be ropey. Definitely. It's like the ropier the better, definitely. Exactly.
This is a hotel in the sense that you've got the rooms, but this is very much a pub. And I suppose it sticks to that ethos in terms of serving the community, does it?
Yeah, we're very much the community hub for this area, yeah, absolutely. So, and not just for this area actually, so the village itself of Carbridge, we're very much the community hub. Anything that happens in Carbridge tends to be kind of focused around here. But unfortunately, quite a few of the other villages around here have lost their community hubs as well. Their pubs and restaurants have all kind of closed down over the years, so sadly. So we do tend to also pull people in from those little villages like Tomatin or Nethy Bridge and places like that, or Boat Garton. So we see these little other villages locally, and we do tend to kind of try to kind of be there for them too. So not easy these days. The margins are getting tighter and tighter, of course, but we do look after our locals to make sure that we can continue to be that community hub for them.
You brush over that a bit, but that's the whole point of what we're trying to shine a light on, is the fact that it is really tough. And do you feel like there's enough support for this industry and the value that it's offering the community? Do you think that's reflected in the way the government is treating you, the legislation, the cost of running this business?
Not remotely, of course, but I'm going to say that, of course. I'm biased, but simple facts are, when you look at the figures, around 60% of our turnover is just tax. You know, and it's just, when you look at how we process all this stuff that comes through, it's obscene. It's obscene. So definitely not enough support at all. Even in a touristy area like the Cairngorm National Park that we're in at the moment, there's still not a year-round trade. It still has huge seasonality, and even in the busy days, there's still not margin there really actually to survive long term. As you said before, we're fortunate we have got some rooms which help us through, but if we were solely kind of based on food and drink, it would be long gone. Be long gone. So I think from a legislative perspective, I think there's a lot of small tweaks would help. Things like the business rates, or things like the looking at wage rates or national insurance and incentives around that. But by far and away, the one thing that would make it a huge difference to all of us, to allow us to invest in our people and our communities, would be a reduction in the VAT rate. When we look at the VAT, it's the biggest killer of cash flow, it's the biggest killer of our investment plans. And when you compare us to other European tourist centres, we're double the VAT rate there. So something as simple as that, taking that tax off sales, would be a huge difference.
And what's interesting is that we've been talking about, on the way up here, we've been talking about the importance of places like this to the community, and it is. And you know, you're talking about how when it's cold in winter, people come in here, you put the fire on, and it's like another living room. But if you think about how we've seen lots of Americans up here, and you speak to people in America and Europe, and the British pub is just such an iconic thing that they're so envious of.
Yeah.
And yet, and it must pull,
tourism.
Tourism. And if I go on holiday, I want to know where I can. What's the local wine like, or whatever.
Yeah.
That's important. But if these pubs close, then tourism, the knock-on effect with tourism will be huge.
It's a bit like the royal family. The only reason that we've still got them is because they're a tourist attraction. But the pubs are a tourist attraction. They're part of British culture.
We've got a table of 10 people from Minnesota going in for lunch today at some point fairly soon, and that's exactly what they want. They want to have that kind of authentic Scottish Highland pub, that British pub experience. They want to have that. And as you say, the first thing they come in and say is like, what's your local beer? What's your local whiskey? What's your local gin, And that's the thing, we're very lucky around here to have a Cairngorm gin and a Cairngorm brewery that really does put out some fantastic product, and we get to showcase that. But without these outlets, how do you showcase these fantastic products? So that's exactly right, exactly.